Hello, loners. We're back. We're back with our scheduled programming now, and we got back from Spain recently.
Hello, we're back, like he said.
Well, yep, we're back, and we're happy to be back to put more videos together for you guys. This is episode number 64. Roll the intro. All right. Linda has her infamous thinking putty here with her. It's like some putty that you squish together with your hands, and
That's most putties you squish together.
well, it's like whatever. Anyway, we just got back from Spain. It was a very fun trip. It was cool. It was nice seeing the different way of living, I guess. Like Europe definitely is more of like a nightlife, and yeah, it's just the culture is interesting. I really like, and the food and the beer is way cheaper than here. I know it rhymed, but
the culture is interesting. Like the beer is just cheaper. The beer's just cheaper over there. So yeah, that's a big culture shock for us.
I mean, it kind of was. You get like a few beers and a meal for yourself for like $10-15. That's pretty nice.
It was cool. I liked it a lot. The beer there was cool.
Yeah.
People in Spain, you guys are so nice. Was not expecting that.
Well, I mean, yeah,
I wasn't expecting anyone to be mean. I just was expecting like
how
a
nice
tourist,
yeah.
energy.
No one gave that energy.
No one. One lady in Sevilla, but other than that.
Oh yeah.
But even then, I think that was. I don't think it's because we were tourists. I think she was
probably
just
dealing with
bitch.
something. Yeah.
And I had a great time, even though I'm exhausted and I've been up since 4 a.m. because
she couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep, and I'm not really tired right now, which is weird.
Your body must be getting back to like the regular time, I guess, for sleeping and stuff. Mine adapted pretty quickly.
Well, it's midnight right now in Spain, and I'm not tired at all.
Yeah.
But I've been up for 11 hours now. Fine. Perfectly fine. Anyway, enough about us.
I know. So we figured since we just had the Spain experience, I'm just kidding. We didn't go everywhere in Spain. We went to northern Spain, central Spain, Madrid, and then southern Spain, Sevilla. But
in a week, guys.
Yeah, I know. We moved around a lot. So I figured it would be funny to do a video about Spain called Why Americans Are Fleeing to Spain. And it's by a channel called Spain Revealed, and they do kind of like a tourism channel, I guess, but yeah, it's just interesting.
This is the guy who did the one that you watched before?
Yeah.
Brian watched a few of their videos.
Yeah, they're good.
Like know what to expect. Not this one, but he's watched some of the other ones, I remember.
Yeah. So we're going to do that video, and we shall begin now.
I've come to Valencia, a city recently voted one of the best places in the world to live, to meet up with some Americans who have made the leap and set up life here.
It's like MTV Cribs.
Exactly. And I'm curious, I want to know why they left the United States.
Honestly, politically, I think the US is a shit show. Why not just say that?
And kind of more importantly, I want to know if in Spain, a country full of its own problems,
politicians that are getting caught going to functions that are pro-Franco, and
is life any better? Is this the paradise they hoped it would be?
Well, I just want to start off by saying it probably depends how much money you have and what your situation is. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
I feel like that's
anywhere.
Anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'm off to meet Erica. She was a participant in my Move to Spain Masterclass, my online course that helps people move here. And I've never actually asked her why she decided to leave the States. And I'm really curious to see how life is working out for her. And buildings with no elevators. Hello.
Wow, it's like MTV Cribs.
Exactly.
Erica moved to Spain from Denver in October 2021 with the help of a European passport via her great-great-great-grandmother from Liechtenstein. She lives in Valencia's beachside Cabanyal barrio and runs a couple of YouTube channels, one for teaching English and another about life in Spain, which I'll link below. And we kick off with a tour of...
Wait, she moved here from her great-great-great-grandmother's passport? I don't know. How does
It's
that work?
probably, that sounds interesting. I've never heard of that, but probably because she has relatives that are foreign in the EU, so you can probably utilize that.
That's interesting.
That is, I've never heard of that.
Do I have any viable relatives?
Maybe not
that
in
I
the
could
EU,
mooch
but
off of?
in Middle East, yeah. I'm just saying.
Below. And we kick off with a tour of her flat.
Yeah, it's very open. My friend said it's like Americana style. Like,
Is it your Spanish friend said that?
yeah, because I think Spanish apartments typically they have a door in the kitchen.
Yeah, like an open
Closed
kitchen
up.
would be, sí, cocina americana. The piano, now you play, right? You're a singer, you're a musician.
Yeah, don't make me play.
It's
she
very
just
light
was
filled,
doing
so
it,
the
yeah.
bedrooms are on the light side of the...
Oh yeah, so much light.
Wow, yeah.
Which, yeah, also sold me on the apartment because a lot of Spanish apartments are pretty dark. I was living in Denver. I was paying like $1,000 a month for like a bedroom in a house. You know. Here I pay for, so I split it with a roommate. So $325 we each pay.
So a third
What?
of what you were paying in the States. Tell me,
That's not bad
So that's $650.
for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, I mean that's great if you're making the same amount of money as you would out here. So I don't really know what the wage that she's making out there.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so I'm guessing she either had some money or her YouTube channel is doing well or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
for sure. But still, I mean,
That's still not
he
bad
doesn't
though.
have to do that great to make that
Exactly.
comfortable.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
why you left the States. I was thinking, people come to the masterclass and I know they want to go to Spain, I know why they want to go to Spain, but I don't know why they want to leave where they're leaving. So
Denver, I was working at a nonprofit, an immigrant resource center. So I was teaching English to adults and also helping people prepare for their citizenship exam. And then I also taught piano lessons and played in the band.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic, everything shut down. We weren't playing music. I was furloughed for a bit from work and then started putting the pieces in order and came in 2021.
And were you, was some of leaving the States any sort of dissatisfaction?
I love lots of things about the US, but Spain is so social.
Like friendly or socialist?
Definitely more socialist. No, like sociable.
Yeah.
And I think now I'm starting to think that a lot of it has to do with the infrastructure. Like in the US, unless you're
Yeah.
living in like New York City or like San Francisco, you're car dependent to get most places. That means you don't see people as much.
This was such a huge. It wasn't like a shock because we've been to Italy, but I forgot how like Europe is just so walkable.
Yeah, and I got the sense of community a lot there.
Yeah.
Because people want to talk to you.
Yeah.
They just want to sit there and conversate.
Yep.
Whereas I feel like here, for the most part, I've never been to the the East Coast. I've only been to as far as like Tennessee.
Yeah.
But most like the West Coast, it's very transactional.
Yeah.
It's very like what am I providing for you? What are you providing for me? Exchange, buy.
When we were in Spain, it felt like also, like when you would sit down at a table or something, if they weren't too busy, they would probably talk to you or they would just kind of let you be, and then you just have to like call them whenever you want something. But here, like they're always like, it's like because you're working for the tips and stuff like that, obviously. But
Which is sad because
it's just so different.
they're like, I'm not gonna say everyone here goes above and beyond because that's just not the case. But
Yeah.
like you can feel that they're doing a job versus
Being a human.
Yeah, versus it being just in a matter of fact thing. Like in Europe, it just feels like, oh, I'm just here to bring your food in check. Bye. Like we can talk if you want. Cool. Whereas here it feels like
Servant type of thing.
They're not. Like it feels.
It feels like
feels a little.
I'm not saying they technically are, but yeah, it feels
Yeah,
like
they're-
it. But it also, I don't know.
This is a different boundary.
Yeah, and it
over
also
there.
makes it kind of feel like there's a little more respect for the people working as waiters or bartenders, because you don't have the automatic entitlement to just pretty much be like, hello, like now, like I need, like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's almost like you guys are kind of almost equal.
It's actually weird if you're entitled over there.
Yeah, which
From what
I
it
like
se-
that.
From
but,
what it seems like.
yeah.
I mean, I don't. We're also we just visited.
But
We
I didn't
don't
see
live
anyone
there.
who was Spanish doing that, being like that.
Yeah,
It was
I didn't-
foreigners, if anything. But yeah.
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 Much as you'd like to. Part of it's the infrastructure, that everything's so spread out and there's not good public transit. There's like a sense of loneliness in
beautiful.
a lot of places in the US.
Do you want to show me the neighborhood?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. So,
We head to Valencia's enormous urban beach, just a few blocks from Erica's flat.
there was an article in the New York Times a couple days ago about Spain, Portugal, and how actually Americans are moving. I don't see this so much in Spain, but some locals are complaining that it's like, okay, cheap for Americans, but not for locals.
Like there's
That
a
makes
lot of Dutch people in Valencia, lots of German, Belgian, but most Spanish people I talk to, they're like, oh, there's not very many Americans yet.
Yeah.
I think Valencia isn't really on the radar of most Americans. Like
More
Americans,
Barcelona or-
yeah, they'll probably think of Barcelona, Madrid. Yeah.
Do you hang out
We
with
gotta go there next time.
Spaniards, with other Americans, or who are your friends here?
I mean, I really tried to make Spanish-speaking friends since that was kind of the purpose of moving here.
Yeah.
So most of my friends, we speak Spanish together. Spanish friends, Argentine, French, Italian, but I know people who hardly speak any Spanish. There's so many English speakers here that you can kind of live in a community that's English speaking.
Is it too early for vermouth for you, or?
I love vermouth.
Yeah, we had that for the first time there. We went to this place called Casa Alberto, and it was really cool. Tito and Jimmy were the bartenders.
They are the best.
They really were the best.
The absolute best.
I told them in Spanish, I'm like, we're gonna remember you guys, and then they gave us these like shots of, I don't know, maybe it was absinthe or something.
I think it was absinthe, and I mean,
We got pretty
we
lit that night.
consent if it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were so nice.
Yeah. And we tried vermouth, and we didn't know it. It makes you go the next day.
It's like it helps you digest.
Yeah.
We're just gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
But it tasted so good.
It did. It really did.
Because, and the woman at the bar, she was like, just be careful because it's so easy to drink, and it is.
Yeah.
It didn't taste like liquor to me.
No, it tasted really good. Yeah.
But anyway. Oh, I guess that bar they make their own. Like they have an award-winning.
Vermouth.
Yeah, the family of the.
If you're in Madrid, check out Casa Alberto.
I think he has a video.
He does. That's right.
Where he
That's where I
went
heard
to,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great looking.
Welcome to Valencia.
As we drink this medicinal drink, you mentioned healthcare. Obviously, that's a big concern for a lot of people who are living in the States, the cost.
It is a big concern, yeah. I mean, if you have a full-time job in the States, you're gonna have healthcare, most likely, but there was a point where I was not working full-time. I was paying my own healthcare in the States, and it was like $300 or $400 a month. Here I pay 40 euros a month. Wow. And I got a sprain in my foot from playing Frisbee, and I got an MRI scan, and I didn't pay, I'm always going to the doctor, ready to pay, co-pays, have my credit card ready, and they're like, bye, you're done. And I'm like, you mean I don't have to pay more?
So obviously healthcare is something that's cheaper. I mean, how is the cost of living here compared to, life in the States?
I mean, Valencia is cheaper than Madrid and Barcelona for sure. You can live, I have friends who make €1,000 a month, and they still take vacations, they travel, they go out to eat. I mean, if you make €2,000 monthly here, it's you're doing really well.
It all sounds great.
Wow.
Is there anything that's not great?
That's incredible. I don't know, you guys, if anyone's, we're gonna try to tag certain Valencia, Spain and stuff, and see if anyone who I hope someone who lives there is watching this, and you guys can confirm.
That's considered poverty level here.
Yeah. Yep.
Anything less than 30K or 25K or something is technically poverty level.
Wow. We got to go back to Valencia at some point.
Yeah, I wish we could have gone there.
Okay.
We will. One day we will.
Yeah. Damn.
That's where paella
I know.
is, yeah. So.
We tried paella and it was not good. In Madrid it was like a touristy spot, that's why.
And I was really disappointed because it was something I was looking forward to, and I was like, guys, what the fuck?
I know.
I didn't say that, but I thought it, and it was one of the few not good meals. Majority of the food we ate was really delicious.
It really was. All right.
But
Americans are used to a lot of space, and this is my space, this is my bubble, this is my noise zone where you can't enter. And here it's more communal, it's a shared space, it's shared sound waves where if I'm being loud in the street, you can't say anything,
Yeah. Is it life that you expected? Is life The same or different from what you thought it would be?
Honestly, I thought it might be harder to build a community here because I came on my own. And like, yeah, you gotta put in effort, like put yourself out there, go to meetups, play a sport, find language partners. But like I said before, people are so social. And I think Spanish people in particular, they see someone on their own and they're like, come with us, you know, like they invite you to things.
That's awesome.
Like I think you'd have to actually put in effort to be like alone.
Like that woman that we met at the hotel.
Yeah. Someone from my hometown was staying at the same hotel that we were in Madrid. And it was funny, is her ex-husband is from Cairo, Egypt,
yeah.
and her family's Egyptian.
She just stopped us like as we were going up the stairs and started talking to us. We were talking to her for like 45 minutes just in the hallway. And she was telling us, one of the many things she was telling us was she went to dinner like the night before, and there was just a whole like group of people that were celebrating someone's like achievement, and she was just trying to be nice. Like when they were cheering, when a cake came out or something, she was just like, oh, like congrats, like clapping along.
Yeah.
And she said they invited her over, and they're like, come hang out with us.
Yeah.
They invited her to some party the next night.
Yeah,
And
that's
like,
so awesome.
You're our buddy now.
Yeah.
Every year you better come back. And
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
I love the type of people there. Yeah. They're so welcoming.
It just feels like life's more important there.
Instead of like what you do or what
They
like,
value like
no
the
one really
moments
asked
together.
that. No one asked that type of
Not
stuff.
one person asked
Yeah.
that. And what's better is I didn't even catch myself wondering that about other people.
Yeah. It's like,
And
who
I
cares?
hate that out here.
It's the
there are-
first thing.
There are times even where
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can tell like I'm questioning what someone does for a living.
Yeah.
Which is it's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't
And you
give
go
a
to
fuck.
gatherings out here, and that's usually the first question, and people are always talking about work. It's what I've noticed how
I just
it is.
feel like you have to have no personality to bring up work at a social setting that has nothing to do with work.
Yeah, but for a lot of people here, that's their life.
Which is
Yeah.
sad.
Here, you know.
Yeah, well, how do you feel when you think about living, being back in the States?
Every time I go back to visit, it's just like buying food. I'm like, seriously, it's that much now? The traffic. And there's also politically, there's just kind of this underlying like anger. Even my dad, who I always
there
votes
is.
conservative, he's like, if this country gets any crazier, like we're going to Europe, like we're leaving, which I'm like, coming from my dad, I'm like, what?
I was going to ask you, Erica, before we
Yeah.
finish up, is if somebody wanted to make this move, what would you recommend?
Take James's course.
All right. Next stop,
Shameless
high
plug.
rise.
David and Patrick retired to Spain in October 2022. They left behind busy professional lives in Seattle, came on the non-lucrative visa, and bought and renovated this beautiful apartment.
Who are these guys?
So this is Agatha Christie, and this is Harper Lee.
Agatha Christie and Harper Lee. Is this the tour? I usually start with a tour. Are we on the tour now?
This is the tour.
Yeah, we're on the tour.
We're on the tour. We bought the apartment well ahead of
I love
schedule.
that
Yeah.
Because of this terrazza and that view.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Yeah, but the views. We can see most of the major landmarks. You're standing in the Salon y Comedor.
Okay,
It
there
the
was
living
there were
room and the
walls.
dining room was right here. There's a wall where that pillar is.
Okay.
And then there were two bedrooms
I love
over
their
there.
apartment.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's super
One
nice.
bedroom
It's all
here,
open.
one bedroom there, the kitchen, and one tiny bathroom. We turned this into a bedroom.
This is your bedroom. Okay, I love the feature wall.
wallpaper, yeah. And then this is our.
And this is where I'm sleeping.
This is-
Yeah.
exactly. This is our.
This is beautiful though, how you've done this with the two sinks and
Yeah,
the
it's
shower here. Oh, lovely. Sit down. Nice.
Beautiful.
I bet you love that green.
I was literally gonna say
I knew it.
love
Yeah,
that
that's her
green.
favorite color. Yeah, this is nice. But I mean, it seems like you probably don't spend that much time in the bedroom. But I'm saying like because you probably spend a lot of time out like in the living area and like
I think one of them wasn't actually a bedroom. They just like turned it into one.
yeah. So I'm just kind of like perplexed a little bit here because if it really is that affordable and you just make that much.
Well,
I'm
like
not gonna say anything.
we were
but
saying before, it's like you also have to be respectful of like people who are from there and like
well, no, I'm not saying that like I wouldn't want to
You-
go and
you
make
wanna-
things more expensive,
right,
but I
that's
would
what
want to
I'm
just
saying.
like
move to a place where it's like isn't being overwhelmed with foreigners.
But even if you do make more than most people there, I would want to not bring a sense of entitlement to make things like more expensive, because I would never want to do that for any country like that. That's where it gets like really bad. Yeah, and that happens a lot here too when it's already super
just don't
expensive.
Glorify it, I guess. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's interesting to see how these people are, how their lives are switching. Yeah. Being in another country. Yeah.
To me, I really envy the sense of community and peace. It just seems peaceful more. Now, I don't know the politics so much of Spain, so that's something I would need to learn more about. Yeah. But yeah, from what it looks like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they really did it up in there.
That is nice.
Wow. Next to nothing in it.
Wow, this is So,
except for a third.
What do you guys eat?
We had met a couple of Spanish guys, and they introduced us to their friends, and their friends have introduced us to their friends. Yeah. And like this morning, I went dog walking with some friends that we had met through their friends, and they had bought a place just a couple of blocks down.
You're speaking English with these people, right?
Yeah, yes and no. So there's a couple of people that don't speak any English at all, so it really helps us to
learn.
And you know, obviously we're at the very beginning of this, so we can say I went to a museum yesterday and it was great, or I want food, but we can't have real conversations. Yeah. But between us all and between people helping us to translate, no, it's lovely. So we see them all the time, and we got very lucky here. Yeah. Here everything is about family or getting together or what have you seen or where have you walked lately or the park or whatever. And everything in the States is also the same. I mean, it is the same, but you're always talking about work because everybody is so consumed with work. Yeah. And I think part of the reason is people here truly live by that adage, I work to live. Yeah. And in the States, and especially high-tech hubs in Seattle, I mean, everybody lives to work. I mean, everybody's working constantly, and it's a grind.
I always think is when you move to a place, you're moving towards something. You know, you've spoken about the life that you're experiencing here and that you're falling in love with, but you're also running away from something. You know, running away can be a strong word, but you're going towards and you're going away from. So what was the leaving for you? What were you leaving?
I was ready to be finished with what I call the second third. Like our first third, we're children and we're growing and learning and whatnot, and then your second third, you're doing things and you're building companies, you're building a career, and then in third, it's kind of like you relax and enjoy the fruits of that to some extent, depending on who you are and how that works out, right?
Yeah. And then I think we really wanted an adventure. A lot of the things that I was worried about before, you get here and you're not working and you're relaxed and all of that stress goes away and you're like, I don't ever want to go back to that life. I love the United States. I am absolutely pro-United States. I hate Trump, but I'm pro-US. But we've got big issues and we need to deal with those issues.
You can't decide to go move to another culture in another country because something magical is going to happen that's going to make your life better. If you're coming here because, this will be perfect, it won't be. No, and there's just as much reason to be concerned as he's alluded to with the politics in Spain. There's always something you could be concerned about, and maybe should be. See, if the why is because my life is a misery in the United States, trust you me, it'll be in your suitcase when you get here. The problems that we have in the United States, we still have them, and if we don't, it's because we've worked it through. But it's not because of where I'm standing.
It's not as cheap as you were led to believe.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you have people on these blogs saying, you can live here comfortably for 1,000 euros a month, which is not accurate.
Well, it also, to me, it seems like because of where they're at in their life, they probably like to go out all the time and drink and just not have to worry about money.
Everyone has a different idea of what's comfortable.
Exactly,
some people are comfortable with less. Some people just need their bare necessities and they're happy. And some people are like, I want more. And that's totally fine. But back to what he was saying about America and stuff, living to work and working to live. 100% agree. And I feel like sometimes this country as a whole just needs to like touch grass. Like, like,
tell them.
Like everyone just needs to like come back down to earth a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, humbled a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know if humble's the right word.
I don't. Yeah, but I know what you mean. But it's just people over there.
But people just need other perspectives.
Yeah,
No matter where
yeah.
you're from.
Yep.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
People just seemed more respectful over there of like each other.
Yeah.
You know what the other thing too is interesting that we were talking about? It's kind of like a little bit different, but over there we noticed because Madrid, we were staying in Madrid, and that's like where the younger people that go out are. And I mean, it was pretty crazy, some of the people, but I noticed, and she noticed too after, like if you go out here in the States, like Miami or Vegas or LA, guys are like catcalling girls and like staring at them and like making them feel uncomfortable. And we didn't see that once.
I mean, we didn't see it. I didn't experience it. I never felt like uncomfortable.
Like guys don't make the girls feel. I'm sure it happens sometimes, but I'm saying like we didn't see it like how much you would see it here, like for clubbing areas and like going out areas like that.
Yeah, like you don't.
It's such a different.
It doesn't seem
feeling.
like you go to a bar and then a guy's trying to like.
No,
you know.
No, people really just try to enjoy their time with their friends.
For the most part, that's what it seemed like at least.
Some people got a little rowdy though, like breaking bottles and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, I know. Right? Let's continue. I know we were in Madrid. It's like the big city of Spain. But yeah.
I mean, if you can live here, but I mean, do you want to go out ever with your friends? Do you want to get tapas?
Yeah,
Do you want to go to the museum? Do you want to travel? I mean,
I'm here just after Valencia's Fallas Festival, the most important event in the city's cultural calendar, full of flames and pyrotechnics. David and Patrick take me to see La Virgen de los Desamparados, the city's patron virgin, a pilgrimage point for over 100,000 locals who over the last few days have come to decorate her with fresh flowers.
Again, community.
Yeah.
Like you don't see a lot of this out here.
Yeah.
From my experience.
Not for good things.
Yeah, a sporting event, fine.
Well, yeah,
which,
that's true.
Of course, every other part of the world does the same thing, but like something like this, that's just like they all have like a little
community around for.
Yeah, like purpose.
Are you going to feel Valencian at some point? This will be kind of part of you, or?
I'm very conscious, having seen how alive this tradition really is, that I'm very conscious that we are very much tourists at this moment, even though we live here. And that we are watching as people keep this tradition alive and really participate in it.
Yeah.
They're not simply going through the motions. That when you see the faces of the falleras as they bring the flowers in, they are often crying, they're very emotional.
Yeah.
It means a lot to them.
Yeah.
I'm curious about David and Patrick's experience of moving here while still being early in their Spanish learning journey.
Concept.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
The thing, of course, I had never even begun to learn Spanish before I got here.
Yeah.
So I thought, of course, I'm going to be immersed. It'll be easy to learn. But the fact is, you can say in perfect Spanish what you want at a restaurant on the go. Anything else?
Yeah.
Anything else you need? Do you want anything else? Or they'll say just like that, I speak English. And it's not so immersive because it's not an international city, but I mean, there's so many cultures that are here and so many visitors. Everybody speaks English.
I'm a girl fan, by the way.
Oh, hello.
This is Corinne. This is who we were talking about.
I'm such a girl fan.
Where did you move from?
Virginia.
What was it for you that wasn't quite fitting?
Honestly, politically, I think the U.S. is a shit show. Am I allowed to say that?
You can say that.
Okay. I want somewhere where life and daily experiences are more important than the work grind, than the political divisions. I just want to enjoy life.
You guys are having a great experience, and I think, is anything bad about this? Like, you know, is there a negative, or is it, you know?
Having retired and stepped back, there were moments where I felt, you know, I was having like emotional currents in myself that they sometimes surprised me, right? And it's because it's an intense step to like let go of all of that. If you're going to be happy doing something like leaving the country of your birth and childhood and then going somewhere else, you had better get pretty good at just let it go. It'll be all right.
It's so great. Dos besos.
Ciao, ciao.
I will say, I kind of want a perspective.
From someone who actually lives there? Like who's from there?
No.
No.
I want a perspective of somebody who has, from America, gone there, but isn't retired or isn't like working on their own. Like, because the woman before she does like online and
YouTube
music
and stuff.
I kind of want to see a perspective of somebody that like is working just an average,
Like at a bar, like a restaurant.
Even an office job, like just something there.
Yeah.
Like that the like a local person does.
I hope that's what he does. Maybe I'm hoping. But we'll see.
Hola! I'm filming already. Oh boy. Beware. I like to get all the natural reactions. Hey, Christine, how are you?
Good. How are you? Good
2 kisses. Michael and Christine left Cleveland for Valencia's trendy Ruzafa neighborhood in August 2022. With the help of Michael's dual European and US nationality, they can work remotely for their jobs back in the US while their 2 young girls go to the local school.
Oh wow, what a beautiful open plan space.
Yeah.
So this is amazing.
The one of the attractions of this apartment was that it was just recently renovated.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest considerations were the location, because the girls wanted to be able to walk to school.
Yeah.
So that was kind of first priority.
Yeah.
Second priority was, we like this area of town.
Yeah.
It's super convenient. We're 15 minutes from most everything.
Yeah.
So that's great. And then the third one was we just needed a bunch of space because we both work from home.
Okay, so the American kitchen.
Yeah, it's super functional. We had induction in the States, which we love, so that was great, but we have everything, right? We have the oven, we have a dishwasher. We also came from, a house that had a very big kitchen and a very big, actually we had 2 refrigerators.
You had 2 refrigerators. Okay, so how's your, can I see inside the fridge? This is, the last guy just had champagne.
Just got back.
Okay. It's, this is similar to all the fridges I've seen so far.
But the big difference is, right, in the States, we would have gone every 2 weeks to Costco and just cram the thing full of stuff. And here we go to the market every other day.
Yeah. Nice. Thinking about food, why did you leave the States?
So we decided that we wanted the girls to learn another language. And so then it became a question of, well, what should that language be?
Yeah.
And it was a pretty easy decision that it should be Spanish. So neither one of us had studied Spanish in the past. We want them to be exposed to multiple cultures, right? So if you live in Spain, right, you can do what we did last week and go to Italy, right?
Yeah.
You can visit friends in London, right? So it's very easy to be exposed to multiple cultures.
Was there any dissatisfaction with life in the States, or was it more?
It was becoming increasingly difficult for us to try to explain to the girls kind of what was going on, because the decisions that were being made at many levels were kind of against the values that we were trying to teach.
Women's rights were being chipped away at, rights for minorities, rights for gay, lesbian community, like everything. It just felt like we were taking steps back.
Yeah, and that's true. And what I've heard and I guess kind of noticed is there's a stronger female empowerment in Spain. I don't know the rest of Europe and other places, but it definitely did feel like that. But yeah.
Taking steps backwards.
In the news and things in the States, shootings in schools. Was that something that felt like an issue, or does it, sometimes you get a sense that parents are really afraid of it?
That was absolutely one of the considerations in terms of look, this is crazy, right? And so, gun safety and gun violence, it was definitely, for me, something on my mind, not because I was concerned on a daily basis that we would, fall victim to it, but because we were increasingly going in the wrong direction.
Sorry to stop again, but it's so crazy thinking that your niece and my niece, knock on wood, but it's a fear that it's a reality of in our country, because I don't know if you guys saw just the other day in Tennessee, some woman, 9-year-old kids got shot.
3 kids, 3 adults.
It's insane.
A 28-year-old woman.
That shouldn't be the reality that parents have to face here to think that way.
Well, now they're trying to make some schools use bulletproof backpacks.
It's why not just go to the root of the problem?
Because of money. We all know the reason why.
How are you learning the language, or how is your level now, and what's the plan?
Oh, we are very solid A1.
A1 solid. Yep. We're working on past tense.
Okay.
But I just want to be able to not have to think 3 times in my head what I'm about to say when I say something in Spanish, right? So that's my goal.
How are the girls going with Spanish? Younger people learn it more easily?
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, some of the best ice cream in Valencia right here.
Oh, really? Okay, little food tour stop here. Best ice cream in Valencia.
They definitely have a better ear, particularly for the accent.
Yeah.
So our younger one in particular, and I think their musical training has helped them with that ear, right? right? And so the younger one in particular, her accent, I mean, at least to me, seems
She
really
gets
pretty
compliments
good.
on her accent all the time.
Really? Okay, so this is your local market. This is where you shop, or
In Cleveland, there's the West Side Market, which is a very similar, and it's something I went to as a kid. Really loved going there.
Yeah.
And so again, to bring the girls through here and have them understand like not only the variety of foods, but where the food is coming from, and it's fresh. And
this is where you get your fruit and veggies.
yeah, especially carrots, tomatoes, things like that. As you go through, right, you try different things, and you have different experiences, and some of it is based on the product you get, and some of it is based on the interaction you have with the person, right? This stand in particular, they've always been very nice, very understanding of our Spanish, but have really good tomatoes.
I think sometimes they have like a younger, like a daughter or something that's there and is really nice and like talks to the girls, so they like to go there.
Pressure's on, Christine, don't worry.
Nosotros fuimos a Italia por una semana.
¿Fueron a Italia por una semana?
Sí.
Mira.
Hasta luego. Gracias.
Are you buying fish here at all?
Never gotten that brave.
Too scary?
The girls will not even go in there.
Oh, really?
It smells bad.
I'm curious how different is life here from life in the States?
On a typical day, right, I might, on the way back from dropping off the girls, stop and pick something up at the market and come back, and then we'll work for a little bit, but then it's time to find something for lunch. So we come out and go to the party bar or come down here. I think it's just feeling like you're part of the fabric of the community, which is nice.
In the States, are you more like living in your home? And maybe getting in a car. Getting in a car.
To go everywhere. Yeah.
So how's it been for you, Christine? Like, what would you say is like really standing out as the lifestyle differences?
Definitely more walking, just the walking to and from school, walking everywhere we go because we don't have a car. I think we're also more intentional about how we spend our free time in terms of like traveling to other places too. Like we did some travel through Spain to Cordoba and Granada. We've got a few more trips planned for this year. So just really trying to take advantage of the proximity of Spain to everything else.
What advice would you give to somebody who's thinking of making this move?
I would say, don't be intimidated by the language. Like if you don't speak Spanish, like that is not a barrier to coming here, as long as you're open-minded about it.
Hasta luego, ciao. So having just left Michael and Christine, and I'm wondering what my takeaways are. They all seem to be doing really well. But they're also all, after 6 months or a year, in their honeymoon phase. And that makes me curious to share my experience after 12 years here in Spain. And maybe talk to other people, expats or immigrants, whichever term you prefer, who've been here longer, and see what it's like after the honeymoon phase is over. Does it get easier? Does it get harder? I gotta pick up the pace, catch my train, head back to Madrid, see Yoli and Lucia. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.
I mean, it was a good video, but yeah, it like she was saying, it would have been nice to get a perspective from someone who moved from the U.S., who isn't in the same situation as like working remote or doing that, like who actually
like someone who works
at a job,
like a laborious job. Yeah, I don't want, which whatever. Like it's still cool to see their perspective. I do think it would be different. If
you're younger,
if somebody's like working average job there.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the last couple they still technically have jobs out here, so they're making money as if they're living in America.
Yes, and they're able to make that dollar go further, which is nice.
Which is great because they can provide like a really cool life for their kids, and I think that that's awesome because
they live in a it's still like, I think it's a high-rise apartment, but it's an apartment building, but instead of a house, but it's still pretty nice.
Wouldn't you live in an apartment if you were there too?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, of course.
I don't really see houses. A lot of houses.
Yeah. But if you're from Spain,
like in the
let us know, because we spoke to people who were like, waiters or waitresses or bartenders, but we never asked them oh, how does it feel working here? Or like, what, we didn't want to like ask them questions
That'd be
about.
Weird.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't want to ask that. But if anyone who's from there, if you can give kind of a perspective on that from being a local, that'd be nice to see.
But I want someone's perspective that's from here and has done it, because they can compare it versus
someone who's
somebody
from there.
it's all they know.
Yeah, that's a good
What
point.
am I gonna say? Like,
Good
if
point,
somebody
good point.
asks you at work, like, "Oh, how does it feel?" You're like, "It's work."
Yeah, I'm used to it.
And
yeah.
they probably don't even put it on, like, they probably don't even think twice about it. They're just like, "What are you talking? Like, it's just my job."
That's a good point. My first opinion, without really knowing, would be that there is a little bit less stress at work, but then I don't know, because we actually ran into a bartender there that had a problem with the manager. You could kind of tell.
He's from Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Guy.
So yeah, you might run
I mean,
into
people
similar
are people at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. But that was a good video. The Spain Revealed is the channel, so I'll put the original. If you want to see our Spain vlog, which you should want to, because you love us, right?
I was just hyping myself up and
Yeah,
saying
it's
how
hitting her
not
now.
tired I was.
Don't forget to like and subscribe our vlog channel, okay? And this
Please go follow our vlog channel right now.
one. Yeah, go do it.
I think
go do it. We'll wait.
I think we're at like 300.
Go do it.
Guys, please support that channel, because I promise you, no shade to this channel, it takes way more work. As much as it doesn't look like it, it takes way more work.
And she does a lot of the editing for that.
I do the editing if you like it. I don't do it if you don't like it.
But yeah,
But
if you want to
you'll
join us on like other trips that we take and other stuff we do, just our life pretty much. We appreciate it if you enjoy us, go follow it. And yeah, thank you, loners. We'll be back with the next video soon. Peace.